So hi, welcome to Noise Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with...
I'm Jason from Ingested, aka the Slam King.
And we're asking some questions today about the upcoming album, Ashes Lie Still. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to the announcement so far?
I'm blown away. Like I'm so excited for this album. Like I know it's like the cliche. Every band says it. Like when they're like, "Oh, this next new album's the best album we've ever done." But like when I say it, I mean it. Do you know what I mean? This is literally the best album we've ever written. And it's our first album on Metal Blade Records, which is our new home, and is a record label that we've always wanted to be a part of. And finally, 16 years down the line, we're here. So, but now the real hard work begins. Like we've always been known as like a really hard-working band, and we're always touring, we're always recording music, we're all writing, doing music videos, everything, and yeah, now we're signed to Metal Blade. Now we're going to be working even harder.
Fuck
so
yeah!
Expect loads of content, loads of new music, and just expect us to be hitting stages all over the fucking world.
Let's fucking
go. Now it's time for world conquest.
Oh yeah.
Well, congrats on the signing, and the album fucking rocks.
It's insane. I love it.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Thank you very much. That means the world, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Of course. So is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
Yeah, so the album title and the title track of the album is about the passing of our guitarist Sean's father. He died during the pandemic, so we were all in lockdown. So the title Ashes Lie Still basically refers to them not being able to have a proper funeral for his dad, and he weren't really able to get closure in the way that you normally would. So Ashes Lie Still basically means that his ashes lay still because they weren't able to send him off in the way that they wanted. They weren't able to attend the funeral properly, and so it's like, I mean, that kind of, the reason why we chose that as the title track is because it kind of sets the tone for the album. The album's bleak. Like the lyrical content is very personal to all of us. Like the three of us personally have each been through some shit like over the past couple of years, with things like struggling with things like addiction, depression, loss, pain, and we've channeled all of that into this album. So it was kind of like, it was a bit of a release, like writing and creating this album. But as bleak as it is, and as dark as the album is, and the lyrical concepts and the themes behind it, it's not without hope. Like, because even like the way that we look at it is, even when the world seems that it's at its darkest, like there's always like a sliver of light, there's always a sliver of hope. And whatever it is that you're dealing with, there's always a way out. There's always like a way to claw your way back out, to fight your way out of it. And like, we're living proof. Do you know what I mean? And I just want people to listen to this album, and if it can help anyone in any like tiny amount, then to me that's worth more than selling 1 million records.
Yeah,
that's fair enough. Yeah.
So yeah, like it's grim. It's a grim album. There's a lot of real shit in there, but it's hopeful as well. So like I said, I just hope it can help someone in any way. And other than that, like, I hope people fucking love the album and blast it as loud as fucking possible, to be honest.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Love it.
So can you tell us a little bit about your writing process for this album?
Yeah. So, well, we wrote it during lockdown. So basically, our entire way of making money to live on had been taken away, because we couldn't talk anymore, we couldn't play shows anymore. So obviously that hit us hard,
Mhm.
like it did everybody in the industry. But we thought rather than sitting around and being miserable about it, we just thought, you know what, we're just gonna get our heads down and just start smashing out music and writing new material, getting an album done, and yeah, and this is how we ended up. Like we had to, like I said before, like these songs are really personal to us. They're about our personal experiences, things that we've been through, things that we've seen, and it was cathartic, I think is the best way of putting it.
Hell
Writing
yeah.
these songs, it got a lot of shit off our chest that
Mhm.
that needed to be like taken from our shoulders, and yeah, it was quite emotional, like writing it. Like the first time when I recorded the demo for Ashes Lie Still, because Sean wrote the lyrics to that song, with it being about his father.
Mhm.
Like it made me cry.
Yeah.
Made me cry. Just recording it, and then I listened to it, and I just burst out crying.
Mhm.
I was like, because it's just sad. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, like it was a brutal writing process,
Mhm.
but it was recording it, like recording the actual album, was good. That was where it felt like we'd finally laid it all out on the table and put that stuff to bed.
That's good.
Yeah.
So obviously you said that this was kind of like your pandemic record. Were you guys able to get together and write, or was everything kind of done remotely?
No, it was done remotely.
Wow.
It's all done remotely.
How'd you guys adjust to that?
Well, we kind of were already used to that because we'd re-recorded our second album, Surreption, during the pandemic as well. So that was all recorded remotely.
Oh wow.
So we were kind of used to that already. So we basically just refined the process.
Oh, makes sense.
Gotcha. Okay. And did you guys do like Zoom meetings and stuff as well, or was it like FaceTime?
We were doing Zoom meetings every week. I recorded my vocals over Zoom. Not over Zoom. Like I was
Oh
recording.
my god! I was about to say. Whoa.
No, I had our engineer Nico. He was on a Zoom call with me while I was recording.
Okay.
So like he could oversee, and he was also controlling my computer remotely.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's badass.
it was pretty high tech. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds it.
That's so sick. Yeah. Oh my god. So what song off this album took the longest to write, and which one is your personal favorite?
ooh, the one that took me the longest to write
Mhm.
was probably All I've Lost, which
Mhm.
features Matt Heafy from Trivium.
Mhm.
That song's basically about my struggle with like addiction and basically losing everything and thinking that I was like at rock bottom, like, and I thought that there was no way out, and then I basically got to the point where I had to make a decision. Like I was like, well, I can either continue on down this road, and well, God knows where I'd end up. I'd
Yeah.
probably dead or something, and or I can fight. I can fight my way out. Like, and I chose the latter, and now I'm here. I'm clean. I don't drink. Don't do drugs, and I feel great. Like, but that's what that song was about, and that was hard to write. Like, it was hard to write because, like, during that time, I lost friends. I lost my band
Mhm.
because they didn't want anything to do with me because I was a maniac basically. Like, do you know what I mean? I was a liability.
Mhm.
I lost my family as well, so I basically lost everything
Yeah.
and had to fight to get it all back. Like, but it wasn't a fight with any outside thing. It was a fight within myself,
Mhm.
and that's what that song's about. So that took a long time to write, just because it was painful.
Yeah.
Like reliving all that shit, but it needed to be said. Do you know what I mean? Because like I said,
Exactly.
I'm not like, I know I'm not the only person who's been through that shit. Like fucking tons of people go through that shit, and I just want people to know that, you know, there is help there, there is hope, and it can be done. Like, you do have worth, you do have value, even when you think you don't. You're a human being, and people make mistakes, but it's how you learn from those mistakes. Pick yourself up and carry on.
That exactly.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you're doing better now, and I appreciate you opening up and kind of talking about what was going on during that time. I know it's not the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
Cheers. Well, cheers. I appreciate that.
Of course. So had the track, well, actually, your personal favorite off of the record.
Oh, my personal favorite. It's difficult. They're all sick.
Yeah, they are.
I really like Echoes of Hate. I really like Echoes of Hate. I like the lyrics in that song, and I especially like the breakdown at the end.
Oh yeah.
I got to do some filthy vocals on that bit, like, so.
Nice.
I like that bit because it's just the end of it. It's just nuts. Like, you think it's like at its most brutal, and then it's like, oh no, wait, and then you're like, oh, this is definitely the most brutal, and then you're like, oh no, wait,
there's more.
Like, and it just gets more brutal and more brutal and more brutal, and it's like, I love that song. Yeah, so that's probably my favorite.
Fuck yeah.
Very good pick.
All right. So how'd the track list for the album come about? Did you guys write the opener be the opener, closer be closer? Did you shuffle around and see what fits? What was that process like?
We wrote all the songs, and then because that's kind of how we work. We'll write like a shitload of songs, and then we'll then pick from those songs, and we will play around with the order for weeks, because we're perfectionists when it comes to that stuff. Like, we were like, the flow of the album has to be perfect.
Yeah.
So like we were playing around with it for ages, like trying to figure out, like, oh well, we'll put this song here, we'll put that song there. How does that sound? Oh, actually, this song doesn't work on this album, so we'll take that away. We'll put that on a different album, or we'll save that for a rainy day. Like, because there was like 20 odd songs that we had.
Whoa.
Ready for this album, and we were just like picking and putting together which ones work together, like, and which ones feel right for this album. And yeah, it took ages, like, but we got there in the end. And I think the flow of the album's perfect at the moment, the way that it is.
I think so too.
I agree.
Yeah.
When you say you had 20 songs, are those 20 demos, or are those 20 fully mixed, mastered, ready tracks?
So they're 20 demos. They're 20 demos.
Okay. I was like,
wow. Yeah, these songs are all written. Like,
yeah.
we've got like albums and albums and albums worth of songs written. Like,
oh my god.
Yeah, we were busy. We were busy in that pandemic. We weren't messing around.
I'm glad you guys stayed busy instead of going insane, you know?
Right. So how do you recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time? Should they do it in the car with friends, dark with headphones on? Should they blast at a party, work out to it? What do you personally recommend?
I reckon, me personally, for the full experience, I reckon put your headphones on, get the booklet with the lyrics in, and just sit there and just read the lyrics as the album's coming in your ears, and just take it all in. Because like I said, I want people to really feel this album, because this is real. This is the shit that we've lived. Like, so I want people to truly experience it on every level. I want them to feel the atmosphere. I want them to hear the music. I want them to read and understand the lyrics and where we're coming from, and really take it in. That's personally for me. Other than that, come and see us live.
Oh yeah,
because it's fucking crushing.
Yeah.
Maybe not on this tour, but on the next one.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So this question should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words, no more, no less.
Brutal, melodic, bleak.
That's good.
Ooh, that's perfect. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want this album to invoke in your listeners?
Hope.
Hmm.
Hope, really.
Hope. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I said before, it's the world can be a grim place.
Mhm.
But that doesn't mean that all hope is gone.
Yeah. I agree.
Agreed. Yeah. So what is your favorite memory that you made while creating this album?
Oh, well, I wouldn't say it's my favorite memory, but the one that sticks out closest in my head was when I was first supposed to record vocals for the album. I got a flight over to Mallorca, which is like a little Spanish island in the Mediterranean, and I was supposed to record vocals in the studio there with our engineer Nico, but I got really, really, really ill after the first day of recording and had to go to hospital.
Oh.
And because I was just vomiting constantly.
Shit.
And this went on like all week, so obviously I couldn't record. But during that time, because I couldn't record, Nico's girlfriend, Julia, came to the studio just to visit one day. And that's when she recorded her vocals for the title track, Ashes Lie Still.
Oh, nice.
She wrote that in the studio. She wrote her bit in the studio.
Oh, wow.
Like, on the fly. Like, because we were like, oh, this song needs some kind of melody, like, on it, but we weren't sure what. So, like, we played around at first with her just vocalizing. And then she said to us, what are the lyrics? What are the actual lyrics? So we gave her the lyrics. And then she wrote her vocal melody with the lyrics and just did it on the fly and recorded it there and then. And we were like, oh my God, that's it.
That's so cool. The way you started the story, I was like, how is this like your favorite memory? But like, now I get it.
Yeah.
Because that's how that came about.
Yeah.
Because that might, if I hadn't got ill that day, that might never have happened.
Yeah.
True.
But yeah, and after that, I went home, healed up for a week or two, and then I had to record my vocals from home remotely with Nico.
Nice.
So, since you're on tour, we have to ask, what is your go-to gas station snack?
Oh, Bear Claw.
Bear Claw. Oh, the pastry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had one today. They're my favorite. So I'll have one of them with a caramel coffee.
Ooh,
Nice.
that's a very good combo.
Yeah. So on the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be and why?
Pizza. Because we're versatile. We can do a little bit of everything.
Okay.
You can put anything in pizza, and we can do any type of death metal. And we do it well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. So for these last couple questions, we're going to shift away from music, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Great. So we're actually going to go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Roast dinner. Like a proper like English Sunday dinner. It's like a roast chicken, mashed potatoes, roast potatoes, gravy, stuffing. And then as a drink, I'd have a chocolate milkshake.
I don't think that goes.
Does that go together?
I'd have that as the dessert.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
Do you have big chocolate milkshake?
Okay.
Nice.
Do you have like a drink to go while you're eating, or you're just gonna
water? Just a water. Because I don't want
fair.
it to interfere in the flavor of the roast dinner.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
That's fair. I'm glad you're thinking about that.
So if you could live in one fiction world for a week, where would you live?
In the Warhammer 40,000 universe.
That's
It's
good.
massive nerd, and I love Warhammer 40k.
Ooh.
And it's the most interesting, like, fictional world to me. Because
Really?
it's just mental. It's crazy. Like, it's just absolutely insane.
Oh yeah.
Would you survive the week? I don't know much
No.
about it, but it's
Probably not. Like, I'd probably be there for about 3 hours, and then I'd probably have all my skin ripped off and turned into a fucking servitor or something.
Oh my god!
Game is called fucking Warhammer, dude. Do you really think? Like...
I'm like, I don't know much about it, but it sounds pretty violent.
It's horrendous. There's no good people in it.
Oh my god!
Everyone's an arsehole. It's a galaxy of arseholes. It's amazing.
11 out of 10. Do recommend.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. So I have the honor of asking the last question. Every single person we've spoken to has actually said it is the most important question.
Okay.
What is your favorite color?
What is my favorite color? Red.
Red? You have a specific shade of red?
Yeah. Like, how would I describe it?
Mhm.
It's like more like a maroony sort of red.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Color that I paint my Space Marines out of Warhammer.
Nice. Looping the two questions in. Love it.
Exactly.
So-
I saw the red on your shirt. I was hoping you were saying red. I was sitting here rooting for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
definitely.
So as Glory said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
I just want to say a big thank you to all our fans around the world. I can't put into words how much I appreciate all of your love and support. It really does mean the world to us. We've got our album, our Metal Blades record debut, Ashes Lie Still, that is released on November the 4th. If you're coming to any of our shows with Lorna Shore in the US, we have that CD and we have that on CD and vinyl available now, so you can pick it up early. Other than that, just keep your eyes out for us hitting stages all around the world, close to you. Keep supporting the band, and keep your eyes out for all of the music videos that we're going to be releasing, because we're releasing music videos for every single song on the album. So,
Wow.
Hell yeah. Love that.
Yeah, that's
I'm
great.
glad. I wish you brought that up sooner, but that's fucking awesome.
That's insane. That's
yeah, we're
you know
busy.
what? Yeah. I
We're
can
busy
imagine. Christ.
Jesus.
have
Every
to
single
record-
song.
Yeah, every single song. I had to record one on the street that I live in,
Oh my
the other-
god.
like at like 5 a.m.
Jesus. Wait, so are all the music videos like connected? Is it a concept record?
No, they're all just separate. But like, I was just like, where
You're
do we
just
want
bored.
to film this? I was like, I want to fucking film this like on my street, like
Yeah.
where I live, like
That's fucking
real as
awesome.
possible.
That's
So, yeah.
insane.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
my god. I love that.
All right. Well, thank you for now. This has been Jason from Ingested, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.